Set you guys up here. How do I going to work this? How am I going to work this? Let me see. So we need to set up a little station. Yes, we do. It's so bright out here. Let me just get this going. Woo. So, can we get anything happening here? There we go. That's better. Let me set up my chair. Let me set this guy up. Oh, chihuahua. All right. I think we're good. I think we are golden. So let me bring this guy over. Yep, you can see that. Perfect. Let me bring this guy over. Let me bring this over. This. Done. Perfect. And this. I feel like a mad scientist. All right, let's get in. G'day. We are fixing a Porsche, which is not currently going around my track. So we're going to fix the Porsche. We did a live stream today. Thank you for those that did watch. Let me put you down a bit. And we're going to fix the digital chip that I've installed on this, and then we're going to put it around the track that's behind me. You obviously can't see the track because it's friggin' very bright. So let me just get this undone, and then I'll be able to show you on the inside what we're doing. And the beauty about a live stream, if you're not watching now, you can watch later. Or if you don't want to watch it all, don't watch. Don't watch it all. It's okay. So we are missing a screw. 1, 2, hold on, we're missing 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Aha, here we go. 1, 2, 3. We're missing one screw. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there it is. Found it. So we are going to be fixing this Porsche because by popular demand within our live streams, people have been asking about different brands that go around this big track behind me, which you probably can't see because it's so sunny. So what I'm doing is we've got a Porsche, the table. We've got a Porsche here from a brand called RevoSlot, a really good brand of slot car, and I'm actually installing a digital chip into it so we can use it around the digital track behind me, which is Carrera. Now the only problem is, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix it, we have got a negative positive issue. Yes, negative and positive. And if I zoom you in, sort of, I know the camera's all over the joint. If I zoom you in, you're going to see two wires that are broken. Well, that red one there. So I'm going to quickly strip that wire using the old-fashioned fingernails. We're going to re-solder it, and then we're going to test it. There we go. I'm going to test it. Now, I'm not the best solderer, so don't shoot me down, or do, up to you. But I'm not the best solderer, but we're going to get this job done so I can use this beautiful car around my track. Yeah. All right, that's going to take about 16.9 years to heat up. In the meantime, we do have another car that we're going to be doing some work to, which is a Scalextric RX-7 JDM. Yes, all day, every day. And because we want to use some of the digital cars from Scalextric on our Carrera track, I'll do a quick install of a aftermarket chip so we can at least drive it around this track. We can't do anything else special with it other than drive it. So let me just make sure. I'm going to quickly check the live because I don't know if I've actually got sound or not. Do I have sound? I don't have sound. Let me check. Test. Carol, hello. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining in. Remind me not to touch that because it's friggin' hot. And we're going to solder and hopefully fix this car. So once it all gets warmed up, I'm going to get a little bit of this magic stuff called solder, which I'm not the greatest at doing. So you might... you're good. Thank you, Richard. Harris, hello, mate. Thank you. A bit of a slow start to this stream. We will end up on the track, but I did want to get some work done to this. So I'm going to quickly show again before we get into it. We have got a digital chip. Yep, like Spider-Man. We've got a digital chip that's installed on my Revo slot Porsche. The actual sticky side of it's not really working, which I've got to fix that in the future. But we'll get some broken wires. It's just what happens when you try and do this kind of stuff. So I'm going to fix this negative positive quickly, hopefully without doing any extra damage to the circuit board, because we don't want to heat it up. We don't want to heat it up, but I'm going to first try and tin off. I know you can't see that because the camera is shit. I'm from India and Night here. Hello from India. This car RC, no, it's a slot car. So if you do hang around, we'll end up on the track behind me. So this is a slot car. It actually looks like an RC car because it has got metal chassis, two-piece metal chassis, very well designed. But this is actually a slot car. So this goes in a track and then you pull a button and you drive it around the track, which if you hang around for another 10 minutes, we're going to test this and make sure that this one works. So it is not an RC car, but I do have RC cars that I work on. So let me just get some of this, hopefully our soldering iron, which is extremely cheap. So the heat on this thing isn't the greatest to control. And I'm going to try and tin off. It's a really bad soldering iron. It doesn't like to tin off anything. So what I'm doing now is just applying some solder to the wire itself first, just tinning it, so making sure it's got solder on it. Because when I go to push it onto the circuit board itself, we want to make sure that there's enough on the wire so I'm not heating up the board so much. I'm going to quickly put some on the board. It's a really small spot. I can't honestly show the camera. I'm sorry about that. But just so you know, if anything ever goes wrong with this stuff, try and fix it yourself. Sorry about the camera. William, hello mate. You sound like you're from down under. I am, mate. I am from down under. I'm from Australia, but I live in Austria. But you're right, I am from down under. I am a full-blown Aussie, born and bred in Australia. At least you didn't call me British, which is nothing wrong with that, but a lot of people get me mixed up with British or South African, which again, nothing wrong with any of that, but I am Australian. So let's wait for that tack off. Yes, success, great success. So I'm going to bring it in. Cool, us here. So SVG, go SVG, yeah, go SVG. Didn't he crash out? Did he crash out? I'm guessing you're talking Shane Van Gisberg's. I'm sure he crashed out today, I think. Or not today, but when he did. So we have, it's really bad, it's really poor, but I have soldered that on. Next thing is now is to test it, which means we get to go on track very, very soon. But I want to make sure, oh shit, that it actually sticks. So I might need my son. Hey Parker, yeah? Can you please grab me some sticky tape? Yeah. Can you grab me some sticky tape? Thanks, mate. I do have a double-sided. Yes, and yes, Crybaby Gibbs got him. Really. Poland. Hello, Poland. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining in, Poland. I've never been. It's definitely on the hit list. I think it'd be beautiful. Being in Europe, everything's very close. Everything's just a drive away. It's a lot different to Australia, where you got to drive, you know, hours just to get out of your own state. So it's very different. So I will have this on track in a tick. I'm just going to get some sticky tape just to tape down. Thank you, mate. Thank you, thank you. My assistant, my spooky assistant. Thanks, buddy. Thank you, mate. You're welcome. It's pretty poor sticky tape, to be honest, but we need this. Let me turn off this bloody soldering iron before I set the house on fire. We don't want that. I'm Poland. This car is very turbo. It is very turbo. Very turbo. Inside this car, turbo 2-speed. You talking about the car that I'm working on? Sorry, Carol. I'm not too sure. Is it Carol? I hope I'm saying your name right. I was going to put some tape underneath this. There is some double-sided tape Velcro, which is not doing its job, just so I can hold the digital chip in place. Not the ideal way to do it, but we will do that just for today. And that should hold our chip, hopefully. Maybe not. No, it's not going to. So I'm going to have to tape that down in place, which I didn't want to do that. So let's just quickly tape this in place. because once I tape it, it kind of ruins the chassis because the chassis wants to dance. And when you put some tape over this chassis, she no longer dances. It becomes a bit of a stiff rocket. Don't go crazy in the comments with that comment. So let me just tape this down. Not the ideal way I want to do this, but just to test it for today's stream, we'll just tape it down. That should be good enough. So there we go. This Carrera, g'day Ledge Bo! I will say this with the racing from SVG, from racing in Australia, has been destroying them on the road courses, and he is getting better on the ovals. So the same with him with Neckerbags, who went to IndyCar. Who was that? He was killing him on the road tracks because that's what he's used to. But then when you go to oval, it's a different kettle of fish, but he's done well. This is Carrera. So the track is Carrera. This is Revo slot. So we are fixing off a digital chip. Please don't look at the sticky tape. Mega Digger's back. Hey, Mega Digger. We are going to put the Porsche back together. It's not being put back together how I want it to do, but we're going to see if it works. Actually, we better go test to see if it works before I put the lid on. So let's go do that. Come fly with me. I'm going to quickly plug the track in, and then I'll bring you legends over. Which one is it? Is it the digital? That's the digital. And it's very sunny, so I apologise. You might not be able to see anything. But let me grab you. Oh, you got a good shot of my bum there. I just saw the replay. Sorry about that. You don't want to stare at that. Not that old thing. So let me put you guys up here and be able to see the track. It's a beautiful sunny day here. It is getting winterish, but we've been blessed with some beautiful sun weather. So let me see if I can bring you guys into the action. Sorry about the glare, but that's the best shot I've got for you. That's the best I can do, Captain. Is that working or not? Ah, wrong one. Hold on. So let's test our chip. We want to make sure that what we have just done is now going to work. And what should happen is it should go around the track without any fault. So let's give that a whirl right now. And it is bloody bright. Look at this. Like, sorry about the glare. Track is on. Track is hot. Car is on, but it's not liking it. So we might have a crossed wire here. Let me try something. What's going on? Yeah, it's not liking something. We are shorting out somewhere. Where are we shorting out? Definitely not there. All right, so I'm just going to quickly unpack these wires because I think a wire is touching something somewhere where it shouldn't be, and we don't want that. So let me just take the sticky tape off, which I don't want to do any damage to the board because I've just soldered it on. This is riveting live, coming to you live from Austria. I'm going to test this again. Let's see if we're going to get ourselves an error. No, okay, that's good. So whatever I just did then is now working. So let's just drive it as is for now. I'm just going to put it in place, put it on track. All right, so we know it works. Just going to quickly code it. It's going to work. It's just I've taped too much stuff down together. So there we go. Oh, hold on. No. So we are hitting something that we shouldn't be hitting. So it's throwing me off a fault. It's throwing off a fault. Let me have a quick look. Hello, William. Hello. It's a decent sized track. It is. The Carrera, is this Carrera? Yes or no? Yes, it is Carrera. Yes, it is a Carrera track. Sorry, Carol. I'm just trying to get this going. I didn't see your question. Sorry, mate. Sorry about that. What's happening is because we've got a metal chassis, I'll come and talk to you inside. Yeah. So what's happening is, let me show all 43 of you. We are trying to fix this digital chippo in here. And what the issue is, because we've got a metal chassis, normally they're plastic, and this is running a metal chassis, everything that on this circuit board is obviously shorting out on something. So to be careful what it touches, otherwise it will short out this chip. Hello, Jules. Hope you're well. Thank you for watching. So let's try again. I'm going to tape it down a little bit more careful, see if I can actually get it to raise itself up a bit. And if it does raise itself up a bit and stops resting on the chassis, this bugger should work. And that'll be a good effort for today, because we do want to get other cars rocking around our track. Where did I put that tape? Oh, Carol, you didn't tell me it was over here. So let me just quickly tape that again. And whilst this is happening, I'll show you what these tracks do, what I'm trying to do. I'm going to put 6 cars around the track. These guys are going to drive around by themselves. And that's what we're trying to do with a different brand. These are all Carrera cars. They'll just drive around by themselves whilst I'm fixing this. And that's what we're trying to achieve with this brand, which is not normally a digital slot car. And hopefully we can do that. I'm hoping. But they are very interesting. I like the way they just drive themselves around and they'll smash into everything, as you can probably hear in the background. Now fixing this is going to be a lot harder than I thought because the wires are really crossing over. So with the digital track, these guys can cross over as well. They've got lane changing abilities. So you'll hear some noises in the background. That's them changing lanes, kind of like just racing each other. Really fun. But we are limited to what cars can do that. And that's why I'm doing this right now, to add a different brand, a bit more of a hobby brand into the mix of toy cars. But I think I can almost put it back down. So give me 2 seconds. And hopefully we're good to go. Right, so I've got it in a spot where I think it's good. I'm gonna take these cars off one at a time. It's like baseball. Batter up. One more. And let's see if we short circuit it again. No, that's a good sign. So it's working. No, it's not working. Interesting. That's not good. What are you touching that we don't like? So let's quickly check the phone to see if there's any messages from you guys, because I'm away from the camera. 74. 2 seconds. Hello, Jules. For those who are not familiar with reverse slot, those for analog cars. Yes, they are, Bo. Thank you, Bo. I love having Bo on the chat because Bo's like my sidekick. He's very informative. He knows what is what. And exactly what he just said, we are trying to put on a car that's normally, and we are shorting out. So there is an issue with this chip. So somewhere on this chip, it is not allowing me to run it because something is touching something. Do you understand that? Something is touching something. And we cannot have that, Gypsy. So let me see if I can sort that out. So if this one doesn't work, we're going to go back down to the bench and we're going to, so it's letting me code it, but it won't let me drive it. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So yeah, we're having issues with that. So maybe we'll pull the plug, literally, on this little guy for now, unless I can get it to go one more time. Come on. Come on. All right, so that's what's happening. I think the bottom of the chip is resting. The bottom, so it's going to work now. The bottom of the chip is resting on the actual chassis. So this should still work. So I'm going to drive this guy around and see if we can do a full lap without any issues. And make sure the digital chip works. So this is the chassis only. We're not driving. Oh, it did some self-driving then. I see what happened there. So, yep, so the chip works. The chipper works. I was going to quickly code it to make sure that it does it by itself. So we're having issues with connection. I can't get the connection. Let's try one more time. It's going to work. Have faith in me, you legends. Here we go. So now I'm confident that it's going to take the power. Yeah, she's not happy. It's not happy. I've got to admit though, the connection isn't the greatest, but she's not happy. So I'm going to quickly fix the braid and make sure we get some kind of clean connection. You can see it hopping off and down. That's going to be the braid. So there you go. It is doing its own thing. My hands are off it. It's going to stop and start because the braid itself, it's not happy with the connection. So let me just quickly fluff up our braid giving it a nice little flare so it gets a full connection, and then it really should just do its thing without an issue. So this now should pretty much go around without much issue. Look at that. Look at that. We've got ourselves a Revo slot digital. And now if we could chuck a Carrera on and see if it actually throws the power off, it won't. Look at that. So now the next step is to put the shell back on it. So what normally happens is, and it might not seem like a big deal, which it's not really, but it's pretty exciting. Normally we use these cars. These are called Carrera. It's the toy brand that you're looking at. That's their track. It's their proprietary. Uh-oh, we've had to stop. Uh-oh. I'll talk too soon. That's their proprietary track and digital system. And realistically, the only cars you can normally use, well, really you should be using, is the Carrera toy cars. Now these two side by side are completely different beasts. We've got a toy car and we've got a beautifully designed metal chassis slot car from Italy, which should not be running on this digital track, changing lanes and dancing around and blah, blah, blah. But because the manufacturers of this brand have actually designed the chassis so I can fit in a digital chip, sort of, we can now run this on this track, which makes the racing a lot better. So if I can put him back on, he should then just drive around. And once we're confident, we will chuck the shell back on. But there you go, we've got a Revo slot and a Carrera running side by side. And now if we load it up, get all those cars, load it up. Now we've got 6 Carrera cars going. And what makes this interesting is, if you've got older cars lying around, some of these cars that you're seeing going on their own right now are pretty damaged. I can then start taking their digital chips out and utilizing them on another car, like a Revo slot. So really cool. So that's working, changing lanes. The next step is to try and get it without losing my fingers. It's actually doing a really good job. Go, you good thing. Go, you good thing. And now we need to put the shell back on. So, while these cars are dancing around the track, just bear with me for 1 second. Oh, well, I've heard an accident. Hold on. Get out of there. Get out of there, KTM. I've got a phone over here so I can actually see the chat if there's any questions. Those guide keels are made especially for Carrera track. They are. So the bigger, correct, they are. Maybe try putting some tape between the PCB and the chassis. That's what I do have. It's not sitting right. To be honest, the tape that I've used to push the actual, the PCB up isn't the greatest. So I've got double-sided, and that's a really good point to make. So just quickly, in between the chassis and the chip, there is actually a double-sided Velcro tape in there, which has lost its sticky. I've left it outside for too long because the chip hasn't been working. And obviously you can see now it's going down on an angle. So realistically it should be sitting flush, and I can actually remove that normally with the Velcro tape, but that's gone to shit. So I will do what you just said. I will put some tape just under the bum of the PCB. It sounds like a band from the 70s. Here, next up, we've got the PCB. It's the PCB. So let me just get a bit of tape. I heard a big accident there. The reason I don't like using tape on the chassis itself, once I fix this, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Have we lost any cars yet, or are they still going all right? And there's a piece of track up here that is dodgy. You're going to watch the top end corner where I'm standing. The cars have a little bit of issue getting through there because the plastic is starting to swell because it's out here in the sun, which it doesn't happen all the time, but it can happen. All right. So the issue with what I've done with today's conversion, by the way, hello to all of you out there in the chat. Thank you, mate. DJ Patrick, hello, mate. So what the problem is, because I haven't put this in properly, the goal of this chassis is to have the double-sided tape, sticky tape, be the only thing that's holding it in. But because it's not working today, I've put tape across the whole entire setup to keep the chip down in place. There's an issue with that. These are a 2-piece chassis. You've got a bit of a metal piece that goes around the outside, and that full center is a separate piece of chassis, and they move independently. Now that I've put a piece of tape over it to hold the chip in, that's made this pretty much useless. It's going to be a solid chassis that doesn't flex, so it's going to drive like a piece of poo, but that's okay. That's okay, we can work with that. We can work with that. No, you're not. You're not meant to. Pete. Pete. So I'm just going to quickly try and put this back together while those cars are dancing around, and I will show you the finish project. I'm just going to put these screws back in and then we'll test it with the shell on. Now I'm not going to show you this because it's only me putting 4 screws in, so just bear with me for 2 seconds. Let's go to a quick commercial break. Digital 132, these are 132, mate. These are digital 132. We do have a 124 that I've got a chip in it, so give me 3 minutes. Oh, we've got an accident. See this piece of track over here? I'm going to quickly turn the camera so you can see. There's a piece of track in this corner here. The cars are stopping because, and now they're going to burn themselves out. Off they go, off they go, off they go. Little piece of plastic in here is starting to swell because of the sun, so they're getting jammed on this corner. So you do have to be careful. There is stainless steel rails on these, but the problem with it is the plastics tend to swell if they sit into too much weather, but we'll fix that. So I'm just going to put this chassis on. So there you go. So what I'll do there is I'll probably shave that down with some sandpaper just to make sure that that piece of track is now fixed. I don't have a replacement just yet. Come on, get out of there, son. No! So it's going to put the 4 screws that come with it. We've got 2 in at the moment. Let's see if it drives. It's driving. So that's only with 2 screws in. So there you go. We've got the Revo Porsche driving around. He's doing his thing. Now someone asked about 132, 164. We do have a 124 that I'm going to bring out in the tick, which I've also converted into digital. And I'll put that around as well and I'll give you a look at that. So once he comes back around, we'll grab him. And we'll put the last 2 screws in, because that's very important. We want the screws in. Now, normally I'll be adjusting these screws so the chassis flexes. I'm only just going to put them up finger tight. So we know it's not going to flex anymore because unfortunately the tape is. How much is that track plus the cars? This is 2 tracks. So realistically, it is quite an expensive setup. You don't get this amount of track in a set. So I would say that a set half this size, so one of these digital changeovers, 2 cars and 2 controllers, which are wireless, you're looking around about $600 to 700 Australian dollars. It's not cheap. It definitely is not a cheap hobby. But the track setup I've got now, I'm using 2 different sets. All those cars that you see sitting here, they're around about 60 euros a pop, 65, 70 euros a pop. So let's just say they're $90 Australian. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then depending on what car they are is how rare they are. We've got a couple of rare cars that have been going around our track. Hello, Keith. Let me just quickly have a look at. We've got a bee trying to attack me. Feel free to ask me any questions in the chat about Carrera or other brands. You're welcome. Good man. Thank you, mate. I've got a bee trying to land on you guys. I don't know if you can see that on camera. It's actually trying to land on the camera. Get away, European wasp. I'm just going to try and put you guys down so you can actually see the track a bit better. There we go. So the track itself, so you're looking at well over 1,000 euros here, well over 1,000 euros. This little guy here without the chip installed, one we're fixing right now live. This one here is around about, I think they're about 120 euros just for this guy, but it's a completely different brand. Very well made, metal chassis, really good quality stuff, this one. So it can get very expensive. I'm just gonna let him run around for a tick. I'm gonna grab the 124 version. Because you do have different scales, and the reason I'm showing these, we did a live stream earlier today, and those that watched, thank you for joining in. I think we hit 26,000 views this morning, which is incredible. And while he's struggling, you can hear it sort of powering on and off. We've also got his bigger brother. This one here is a 124 scale Mini. So yes, this is a bigger car. If I quickly show you this little guy here, that's a 132 scale, R35 Skyline, That's a Mini, so you can imagine how small this should be. It should be a lot smaller. So this is a 1/24 scale. It's the bigger brother of that Porsche. That's called a Revo slot. This is called a BRM, and it's the same principle. The chassis underneath is metal, 2-piece. I've put a chip in it, so let's see if it works, because I'm gonna have to probably tune it. So give me 2 seconds. Because a lot of people want to know what other cars work on their track, and BRM/Revo are really good for Carrera owners. All right, don't do that fast, Trav, you dickhead. Friggin' flew. Let me just slow him down. I'm actually coding these cars to go slower so they don't crash. They can go a lot faster. And if you don't do it right, they crack it and you got to start again. All right, so he's going to drive by himself. So that's a 1/24 scale. I'll send his little brother around. So that's 2 brands that really shouldn't be working on this track. And they are taking a little bit extra power. The power delivery to these cars are different to a Carrera car, but they still work really well. Look at that. Look at that. Let me see if there's any more questions. You can still get this stuff in certain SLOTCARS shops. Well, it's fun to drive. Well, is it fun? It's fun to drive in water. I love Carrera Digital 143, but it's discontinued. Yeah, the Digital 143, I think they should bring back, but unfortunately, remember, you can only have 3 cars. It was only you, another car, and the pace car. So it was digital, but it kind of wasn't. Now you're gonna find these guys are gonna be skipping. If I put another car on track to show you, these drive really smoothly. The power delivery to these guys are a lot smoother, where the motors in this car, these are 19,000 RPM motors, where I think the Carrera ones are only 14.4. I can't remember what their RPM is, but they work beautifully. So what I do now is, when they come back around, we'll drive them solo and see how we can get it around the track. So I'll take the Mini off. We'll take the Porsche off and we're going to code it to me. So now I'm going to drive it just to see if the chip can handle, excuse me, some more speed. So now I'm driving this. The only problem I have is the tape is actually, yeah, I can see why it's doing that. The tape is dragging, so our body is actually dragging onto the track, and the car's not liking it. So it's not going to perform as well as it should, but we'll see if we can do some laps. And I think the chip itself isn't liking the way it's been put in. So we must be shorting out on and off. You can see. Hold on a tick. You guys just fell over. No, where are you going? Have you all been drinking? What are you guys doing? Don't fall over. That's going to look good on replay. Let me put you back in. Get here. Get here, you drunk bastards. What are you doing? Is that better? You guys all right? You guys like fell over then? Yeah. How hard is it to swap the chips between cars? Swapping a Carrera Digital chip into a BRM. Is there a soldering required? Yes, there is. If you're back to the start of this video, you'll see the internals of this guy. But yes, so what happens with the digital chips in the Carrera cars, which we've used one in here, you've got their plugs that plug into their wires that they're wanting to go. So there's a negative and positive that run from the front of the car to the chip, and then there's a negative positive that runs from the motor back into the chip. They've got these plugs that they all plug in together simply. You've got to cut them off, or if you want to do it the smart ways, the motor wire that you use for the negative positive from the motor to the chip, you can actually put a plug on that. I can't remember what the plug is called, but the easiest way is to snip them all off and then you just solder them together. So negative positive from this motor then solders to the wires that come off here, and then vice versa from the negative positive on the guide. I can show you if you want to have a look. I can take it apart and show you. Swapping Carrera digital chips from car to car is as simple as taking them out and putting them in, because they're meant to fit in. Next up, I'm going to bring you guys over to the table again. Because we'll take apart a Scalextric car and we're going to put in a chip that allows us to drive a Scalextric car. You guys are so tall, get down here. Stop being so tall. Can you still see me yet? No. So we're going to do a conversion, and I'll do this now, live on TV. So I'm going to grab him, and I'm going to grab, that's everything we need for this job. I'll take apart this one quickly because I have to fix it anyways. I'll show you the internals of the Porsche. He wants to see the Porsche. And then we're going to convert this guy, which is a Scalextric non-digital car for the Carrera system. We do have an aftermarket chip for that. So let me quick first. That's a very quick job. Carson digital plug, or the easy plug. So very simple to change these over. So we're going to take that apart. Let me see if I can bring you guys a little bit closer to action. Let me just push this down. Sorry about the wiggle, but that's just what we got. So underneath the Scalextric car, remember this is Scalextric, not Carrera. Gonna have yourself a little window. We're gonna take that one screw out, or literally one screw. Then you're gonna pop the little window out underneath. If I can get my fingers into it, I don't have nails. So you got yourself a little window here. So you're gonna have some wires. Be very careful when you pull those out because they're connected to the plug, but you don't want to pull the wires out of the plug. You want to pull the plug out of the plug. Does that make any sense? Do you understand what I'm talking about? So we wiggle that guy out. Out comes this little bit of plastic. Yeet. Get rid of him. Then we get our Carson digital chip. There is limitations to this chip. It doesn't let you do everything on the system, but at least it lets us drive a Carrera, a Scalextric car on a Carrera digital layout. So here we go. There is our Carson chip. It's pretty much a replica of the plastic window that we've just taken out. Same, but different. So we're going to put that back in, reverse the same way, plug it in. There's some actual plugs there for lighting as well. So we're going to plug it back into the circuit board, which is very simple. Just line up the 4 pins. I say that as I snap them. No, I haven't. Plug it in like so, and then we just feed it all back in. All the intestines, blah, 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 goes back in. And then find that screw that we just took out, and she goes back in. Simple steps, very simple steps. Up, up, up. So that's done. You can see now that our little plastic window has a little sensor light. That lines up perfectly with our Carrera card. If we do show this one as well, you can see that this little sensor here is lined up perfectly. Let me have a quick look. But driving in and slightly under the surf, it's fun. Do you have to change the tires on the? You can. It's like any hobby with wheels. You can do upgrades to it all. You can change tires, you can change internals. Keep in mind, this is a toy car. I mean, you can even tell by looking at it, beautiful looking slot car, but it's a toy. It's a plastic toy car. It is from Fast and the Furious. Looks really cool. I'm a huge fan. But then when you look at something like this, that's a full-blown hobbyist grade car. So that one's done. That was simple. I'm going to put this back in here so we don't lose it. But let me quickly crack open. This is a great feature. Thanks, mate. Well, thanks for watching, Mega Digger. Mega Digger. So let's crack open this guy again without losing the screws. So there's 4 screws. I've got a couple loose myself. Let's take them apart. I'm going to put them in my beautifully, hello, that slot car guy mug. Loser. What a loser. Oh, look at my mug. No, I don't have any for sale. I don't know why I even showed it. It's not like I can, yeah, buy my mug. I don't have one. The whole merch thing is really hard. How fast does it go? It goes very fast. Like my track behind me, if you've been watching the stream, is an okay size. You need to go bigger. You need to go bigger. I usually put PU tyres on my slot cars. Autonomous Ventures has a good one, but they need to be grinded and flattened. So, correct. One thing I do shy away from, my goal with this channel is to get new people in the hobby. Once you start talking upgrades, I mean, these things aren't cheap. Once you start saying you're going to buy yourself a machine that then sands down the tyres, you got to do it properly. Otherwise, you're going to waste yourself 12 bucks on tyres, all that kind of jazz. I try and stay away from that because if you are new to the hobby, you're not going to do that. But just keep in mind, there's a lot of tricks you can do to all these slot cars to make them go faster. So that's the internals of this guy. Now, what's happening is, oh no, someone asked me how to wire it on. So you can see here, we've got some plugs on the chip. Now those plugs here are for the front and rear lights inside a Carrera car, so we're not utilizing those, but those plugs are what I was talking about that are on the wire that comes from the chip that's installed to the motor itself. So they have these plugs on it. I've just snipped them off, and that's where the soldering comes into play. I've got a solder, which is let's just say the black and red wire comes from the guide, and it goes to the circuit board, and then I've got to make sure I solder that into the wire that comes from the motor. So there is a little bit of soldering, but I'm telling you, it's easy. It's really easy to do. It's a simple fix. So while that one is buggered, we're going to put that aside because it's buggered. So I'm going to quickly show you how I did this though, just so you know. The purple and grey wire is the original wire from the chip, this one right here, and I've literally just soldered that hardwired to the motor. 1, 2 little spots there. You can't get it wrong. If the car goes backwards and it should go forwards, you just switch them around. The wire that comes from the guide to the actual circuit board itself, well, I've actually snipped them in half, and then I've actually soldered them together so we have a connection between the guide and that. They don't need unplugging at all to have fun. They are fast enough. Correct, mate. The SLOTCARS, the ones that come out of the box are good enough. So here we go. Let's have a quick look at this before we get into it. This is definitely my new hobby. Get into it, son. I will be hosting some digital racing soon. I do love digital, so stay tuned. But here we go. We've got the DOMS RX-7. We've now just put a chip in that. So let's head back over to the track. He's going back to the track. And let's quickly chuck this guy on. Oh, you gotta love having one camera. Now, I can run multiple cameras, guys, but there's reasons at the moment why I don't. So it's easy for me to run one camera. So I do apologize. I don't have multiple cameras like I used to have, but there is definitely reasons why I don't. Go ahead, but be careful. The addiction, yes, it is. Where do I buy this stuff? If you're wanting to chase down some Scalextric, did you guys just fall? So if you're into the Scalextric stuff, please consider using my link. It's in the description of this live stream. If you go to my channel, in the description of my channel, you're going to find a hyperlink. Scalextric have given me a link to all their products, which if you purchase from them, it does support me, a little bit of a kickback. So that's only consideration. The Carrera and the other brands, I would search your local hobby shop. I don't have a affiliation link to give you guys. I'm working on that just so I can help everyone out, but I don't have that yet. I am working on that. So this is a Scalextric car that normally runs on a Scalextric track. I'm going to put it on track, and now we're going to actually drive it on a Carrera digital track, which is what is exciting about that little chip I've just put in. If I can find the control pad, here it is. Found it. Now there is limitations to that chip I just put in. We cannot go ghost mode, which is like this. We can't do that. Unfortunately, this chip that I've just installed won't let me do this. It's just the limitations of the chip. It's an old chip. They could probably upgrade it now to make it do that, but we cannot do that. So I have to physically drive this car. But to me, that is a win because I'm now driving a Fast and the Furious RX-7 on a Carrera digital track, and we're going to change lanes, which I think is cool. So, oh, we've already, yeah, good trick, Trav. I'm glad that you showed us. There is a dead spot of power there where the actual, I was going through slow. Okay, it's me, not the car. So let's drive it around. DOMS RX-7, changing lanes on a Carrera track. I think that's wicked. I think the lights are the lights working? Yep, front and rear lights are working as well. So this isn't a Carrera chip that's installed, it is a Carson chip, because if we try to put a Carrera chip in this car, you'll be chopping up a lot of the chassis, and that's why this chip that they've made, the brand is Carson, it's huge over here in Europe. They've made it to fit the original chassis itself, but I've got to reach out to them and see if they can update their software, because we do need it to go ghost mode. We would like this to go ghost mode. So there you go, we've got Scalextric on a digital Carrera track. So for those that do have a Carrera track at home, and this is a question I get asked a lot, Trav, you know, I've got a heap of Scalextric, I don't want to throw it away because I've upgraded to a bigger track, being Carrera, home of the Green Bay Packers, Green Bay to be exact. Gale Force Raceway. Don't worry about it. We had 600 watching this morning, and I think we got 99 likes, but it's okay. As long as people are watching, guys, I'm happy. Please like the stream if you can. But yesterday we had 41,000 people watching, total, not at once. And I think we had like 200 likes. That's a decent ratio. But yes, if you do want to, please follow, subscribe, like, all that kind of jazz. There is a donate button that they've put on there now. That's definitely optional. And also, if you do like the Scalextric products that I'm showing today, I do have an affiliation link that's in my description of this live, and also the channel itself. So that hopefully will help you out. And I believe they've got like specials happening this week, so have a look at it. So there we go. We've got DOMs on there. Let's go back to the BRM, because this is what we are missing with the Scalextric chip. We can't let it go ghost mode, and I wish it did, because having all these brand new Scalextric cars running around the track, I think will be impressive. Impressive. Who wants to goon with me? Oh, God. Oh, Daddy Trump. We've got another wanker in the house, guys. We've got another wanker. You know those viewers that think they're really cool trolls? Well, we call them wankers or dickheads. So feel free to call him a dickhead. Daddy Trump. I'm going to get the kids off the school. I'll be back later. Thanks, Joseph. Have a good day. Northern Germany. Yeah, Bobo's in Germany. Virginia, USA. Hello, Virginia, USA. Wisconsin. I'm in Australia, and some local hobby shops have them. I recently bought a 124 set from Carrera in Germany. Let me see if there's anything I've missed. No, that's everything. Let's go, I'm a wanker. Hello, Portugal, Hawaii. And this is why I love social media, because there's people on here that I would never be able to connect with. And we've got, we've got Hawaiians on here. We've got Portuguese. We've got Australians. We've got everyone on here. So I'm going to quickly put this car back into my mode, and then we're going to have a demo race. Let's do a race after that. So making sure, so this is a 124 scale. I'm driving this now just to make sure the chip's doing its thing. And I absolutely love this brand, which is BRM. And these cars, these smaller 124 scale cars on a Carrera track are at home. And we've installed a digital chip on this little guy. That's why I can drive him. So let's do a quick demo race. If you haven't seen my live streams, I always try and get at least one race into the mix. So let's do that now. I'm going to put these cars aside, and we're going to line up 6 cars on track. We're going to have 6 cars on track. And if you are still in the chat, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. But right now we're going to have a race. So how this works is I'm going to put 6 ghost cars. These cars are going to drive all on their own. And we're going to give you guys in the chat a choice of number. So you're going to choose one of the cars. I'm going to read out their numbers, which is actually printed on the side of the car. And you're going to choose a car that you're going to root for, and hopefully it wins the race. So let me just get this set up, and then we'll tell you the rules. Because the rules are very simple. The rules are very, very simple. So there we go, 6 cars. So chat, how many we've got in there at the moment? 175. Aussies are heaps better than Kiwis. What the hell? They have a friggin' New Zealand. Australians are like the nicest people I've ever met. And there you got us dirtbags from Jersey. Hey, it's bloody Jersey. I love Jersey. Look at these guys. Is it okay to put links in the chat? I don't know if you can do that. Can you do links? What links are you putting in there? What links? Just be careful, because TikTok, YouTube will be like, you got to be careful. You got to be careful, man. All right, here we go. Let me just quickly clean these cars up, just make sure I don't lose anything. And then we're going to simulate a sudden death race. I love doing the sudden death race because it's where you never know what's going to happen. So let's put this Porsche away. So I'm going to quickly do some cleaning, so I don't want any of this stuff to get damaged. Once that's all out the way, we're going to put these guys out the way so you get a full view of the track. He's got a full view of the track. Trickety track. All right, here we go. Here we go. So, players, are you ready? How many got in the chat? We got enough? 150, that's enough. It better not be some bad BRM Group C cars of the course. They are. Check Electric Dreams. Yeah, I'm happy for you to mention them. I just wouldn't link them because, if I'm honest, they don't really support me, mate. None of these people really support me. So, and I don't want to get in trouble by YouTube. It sounds really rude, but I don't get support from these people. So I don't really like them using my platform to support themselves. But definitely you can name them. Just don't share any links, because I probably will get kicked off of YouTube. They'll be like, you're promoting stuff. All right, here we go. We've got 6 cars on track. I'm going to read out 6 different numbers in order of where they're positioned, and we're going to press play on the game, and they're going to drive by themselves. Hopefully your car wins. Get ready. Hey, can you see the whole track? Probably very important. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Here we go. All right, get ready, chat. Once I read out the numbers, you then choose one and put it in the chat. That's your car. So in position 1, car 22, the red R32 Skyline. Position 2 is your blue R35 Skyline, car number 12. So let's start again. I didn't give you the number. In position 1 is car 22 red Skyline. Position 2 is car 12 blue Skyline. Position 3 is car 20 red Mercedes for the Germans out there. In position 4 is car 16 orange KTM, get to the chopper. Position 5 is car number 5, your NASCAR. And last but not least, bring it in the rear, position 6, car 24 yellow NASCAR. All right, lock it in. Lock it in. M-scale preference doesn't have a good... I love HO. Everyone knows I love HO. Car 16, all good. Lock it in, guys. I've read the numbers out. You've got 15 seconds. Now, these are only starting positions. Whilst you're locking in, this is the rules. I press play. We've got 2 digital changeovers on this track where these cars would change automatically. In the first lap, if we have a multi-car pile-up, we'll do a yellow flag restart. If we have a clean first lap and everyone's still in the race, then it's a showdown. If you come off track, you're off. I take you off. Simple as that. Very simple, sometimes very quick. Nice and easy. Lemon squeezy. Here we go. Pressing the button. Lights are green. Good luck, drivers. I don't know who's the fastest car out there. They are set at sort of different speeds. And we are off. The KTM is, oh no, yellow flag already. Stand by. That's why I say we're going to wait for the first. Look at this. I got a funny feeling. We've got ourselves 2 very fast cars, which we have to slow down. So let me just get these back in order. I'm going to move these cars just out of position so they can actually drive off, because this is why our first lap is crucial. Everyone is still in the game. Nothing has changed. You're all back in position. Lights are going green. Get ready, drivers. And we are off and racing. There's definitely some slower cars on track. We will fix them up in a tick. Here's another changeover. We have to do another yellow flag. This is the first time we've ever done 2 yellow flags. All right, hold on a tick. Once they pass go though, that's it. Let's put these guys back into play. Everyone is lined up. They are very slow. We will change the speeds in a tick. It's just so we can get these guys going. Yellow flag, we're about to start our very first lap, and then it's game over. If you smash, you're out. So here we go. The official start. It's a rolling start. This is not working out how it did today. These cars aren't even driving. Get over here, you bloody Americans. We're going to put them all on the lead lap. I swear it normally goes better than this. And we're off. This is it. If you smash here, it might be a very quick race because these guys they're idiots. Here we go. It's a clean start. That's good to see. I think the Mercedes has got a motor issue. Yeah, the Mercedes is broken, so Mercedes is off. Oh, we've got some damage over here. So, let's call some numbers. In the lead is car number 22. Hey guys, we've actually got some issues with the track. Hold on a tick. Yeah, some of our cars aren't happy. So, we might have to not do that. So 2 of these cars are actually smoking. Stop. Stop. Jesus. So, because, I should have said this earlier, because we actually had another brand car in here and I actually tripped the CU earlier when we're doing the chip, let me just quickly fix the speed of these cars because the chip in them now have gone, what are we doing? So this is going to take about 2 minutes. That's what I'm thinking, why are these cars not driving well? Because we had the Revo car on before and it did trip the circuit a couple of times, it does sometimes make it harder for these cars to remember what to do. So that's the Mercedes, much faster, much better. Mercedes is done, this shouldn't take too long. Sorry about that, guys. That was the shittest start in motor racing history. I think he looks about the same. That's that one done. Now, I'm not setting him too fast because otherwise you won't get a lap done. All right, that one's done. So they're running much better now because we're actually refreshing them. Now they're like, oh, thank you so much, Trev. It's like a massage. This new said hi is a new from a spam we've been seeing. Hopefully it stops. When I got my channel got hacked, so I'm actually very cautious on. He's way too fast. I'm actually cautious on a lot of things that happen on YouTube now. The channel did get hacked. I think some people know, some people don't. We lost the channel for about 48 hours, and I had to fight to get it back. Oh, that's good. NASCAR looks good. I think we're gonna have a race on our hands next, guys. They are struggling a bit though. These cars have been doing some laps, so I do apologise. Well, we want to get one official race done, so. All right, KTM. Yep, KTM's looking good. And last but not least, our last car. Now, we do have an issue with the track over here, so I do apologise. I will probably have to marshal here. Cars are getting stuck. A bit of plastic has broken off. And there's our NASCAR. I don't know which one is the fastest, but they all seem to be running pretty well. So let's stop him here, making sure all the track is joined. And let's line them up. We're going to put all the NASCARs at the front. We're going to mix up the group quickly. I'm going to read out some numbers again, and we're going to do a fresh start. Apologies about that. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to go run into that field and cry. Bear with me. Here we go. Patrick, hello, mates. Thank you. I love your races too. 24, he's already jumped into it. 24, I haven't read them out yet. Here we go. Position 1, car 24, yellow NASCAR. Position 2, car 5, blue NASCAR. Position 3, red R35 Skyline, car 22. Position 4, orange KTM, car 16. Position 5 is car number 20, red Mercedes. And last but not least, position 6 is blue R35 Skyline, car number 12. Legends, lock in your drivers. Everyone write in your drivers in the chat. If you heard those numbers, you're choosing a number of car that you hope wins. 24, 5, 22, 16, 20, 12. Feels like I'm doing the lotto. Again, we're going to try and get a clean first lap. If we do have a multi-car pile up, I will do a yellow flag restart. And once the first lap is complete, it is a showdown. If you guys come off track, it's game over. Are we ready? Locking them in. All right, here we go. I'm going to press play. I'm going to be monitoring this corner because this corner is dodged up. I do apologise about that, but we will be hopefully getting a full lap. If these do fault again, we'll probably have to end it there and I'll fix them overnight and we'll do it again. But thank you for those that have hung around. We've had 2 good streams today. We had 26,000 views this morning and I reckon we're on track for probably another 15,000 today. So thank you guys. And we have press start. Good luck. Here we go. I'm going to move over to the Danger Mouse spot. Danger Mouse. And we're off. Oh, they're a lot faster. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Skyline. Hold on. Now I'm going to stop these two in their tracks. I know we're going to let the crowd catch up. And off we go. So we're now all back in the race. We've actually got some damage to car number 5. So in the lead is car 24, followed by 22, 12, 5, and 20. Oh, he got saved just then. 24 is still in the lead, followed by car 12, 22, 5. Oh, they're actually hitting each other. We've got a clear leader at the front here. 24 is killing it. Oh, the KTM and the NASCAR, we've come together. I'm leaving them. They can sort each other out. I might have to help them. All right, we've given them a little hand there. So in the lead is 24, 12, 22, and 20. The NASCAR and the KTM, which is car 16 and 5, they're getting very close to be overlapped. They will be removed if 24 goes past them. Let's see what happens here. 24 is catching them. We're going to lose the KTM. Have we lost the KTM? Oh, we've had a big Pringle. Go, guys. Have we lost the KTM? No, KTM is holding up the leader. So in the lead is 24, followed by 22, 20, 12, 5, and 16. Oh, 22's out of the race. 22 is out of the race. We've got a bit of a hold up here. The 2 last drivers are holding up 24, who is the leader. So it's 24, 20, 12, 16 and 5, but I think we're going to lose 5 here. Are we going to lose 5? If you are car number 20, you are catching the lead driver, which is 24, because number 5 is holding him up. We might have to remove him in a minute because he is slowing down the leader. I'll read the positions out quickly. It's 24, 20, 12, 16, and 5. We're going to count down 10 laps after this one because this race could go on forever. So after this one, this is lap number 1. We've got 9 to go. Number 5 is really holding up the pack here. I'm going to have to remove him in a minute because he's not moving out the way. So 5 is out of the race. You're too slow. So 24 and 20 are now battling at the front, followed by 12, then 16. We've got a race here for the lead. 24 and 20 are battling. We're on lap number 2 with 8 to go. That's lap number 3, 7 to go. There is a battle right here for the lead. 24 versus 20. It's America versus Germany. Oh, followed by 12, then 16. Oh, we've had a bit of a breakaway there by the NASCAR. 24 just opened it up. That's lap number 4, 6 to go. 24 and 20. 20's now slowed down. What's happened, 20? The German has slowed down. We're on lap number 6, coming into lap number 7, 24, 20, 12, and 16. That is lap number 7. Oh, the German's caught back up again. What's going on here? That is lap number 8. Oh, this is a race. This is a race. We're going to lose the KTM in a minute. It's going to be lapped by 24 and 20. If they pass him, he is game over. That's lap number 9. Oh, can 24 hold on to the lead? He has passed the KTM has now been removed. He's been overlapped. KTM, you're out of the race. It's now only 3 cars left. 24, 20, and 12. This is the last lap. The bell has rung. Ding, 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 ding. 24 is absolutely taken off from the German. What a race. We went from a very bad mistake to a finish for the Americans. What an absolute banger. So in the lead, pretty much for the whole race, was car 24. A very good race by car 20. I don't know what happened there. We had it neck and neck for a while. Then they must have had some power drop out. We must have had some spin out. That was a little bit, yeah, he is winning. Need some blue flags. Well, the blue flags are me removing the car. And for whatever reason, car number 12, he just hung on there. Nothing too special. He just did what he did. So there you go. That's how we do a race. I think that might be, do we want to do one more, chat? Are we happy to do one more? 24, guys. Win for me. Come 24. I love you. Now, if we do one more, the leading car now goes to the back of the pack. So just to give everyone else a fair run. One more, please. All right, one more. Okay. So the first 3 cars that came first, second, third will now be reverse grid. So 24 is out the back of the pack. Then we've got 20. Then we've got 12. And then the other 3 will mix in. I think one of these cars is too slow, but we're not going to change the speeds on them right now because we'll do one more race. And then I'll try and adjust the speeds next stream. It does happen. All right. So KTM, we're going to put KTM up front, followed by the Skyline. Actually, I think the NASCAR was the slowest. Actually, Skyline in front, then KTM, then NASCAR. I'm going to read the numbers out. I'm just doing this in my head, just working this out. Car 5 had a tyre go down. He's got a flat tyre. All right, get ready, chat. I'm going to read out 6 different numbers. Remember, the winning car from last round is now at the back, so if it was your favourite, I don't know. So, position 1, car 22, red Skyline. Position 2, car 16, orange KTM. Position 3, car number 5, blue NASCAR. Actually did a good really race. Position 4, who came third last race? Car number 12, blue Skyline. Position 5, car number 20, who comes second last race, is your red Mercedes. And the winner of last race, car number 24, is in position 6, reverse grid. Chat, lock it in. Write in your number which car you hope wins the race. Whilst you're doing that for the newcomers, we will have what's called a clean first lap. If we do have a multi-car pile up in the first lap, I will do a yellow flag restart from where they are. And once the first lap is complete, it is sudden death. If you come off track, you're game over. If you get overlapped by the lead drivers, you're also game over because we want at least 3 cars left to race. And then once we've got a steady race, we do a 10-lap countdown. That one went for a long time, is what I want to see. But let's see how we go. Good luck. Blue Skyline. Blue Skyline is car number 12. Take 24, he did good the first time. Start. Well, we have to wait. Yeah, we're going to start, mate. Don't be so impatient, okay, young fella? But in saying that, let's start. Here we go. Lights are going green. Get ready, drivers. Good luck. Hope you chose the right driver. Hammer off. Ooh. Oh, we're going to get them all on track. So all cars are still on. First lap is where you start getting disqualified. KTM has got a massive lead. What have we got here? Mercedes is holding up the lead. Oh, okay, so let's get this second lap out the way. KTM, so 16, 24, 20, 22, and 5. And we've got an issue, top corner here. Skyline, have an issue. So 16 is being chased down by 24, 20, and 22. We've got a 4-horse race in the front here. Keep an eye on these guys here. This grouping here is going to get very interesting. 4 cars on the lead straight. So we've got 16, 24, 20, 22, 5, and 12. This is going to be an epic race. Oh, we've lost 22. 22 is out of the race. Red Skyline is out of the race. In the lead is car number 16, followed closely by 24 and 20. It's a 3-horse race back here. 20 has this taken. Oh, hold on. Lead change. 20 is now in the lead. Oh, that was close. We've got a fight at the front here. 10 laps to go. Let's count them down. In the lead is 24, followed by 20 and 16. Where did the NASCAR get the pace from? 12 and 5. That's lap number 1. 9 to go. That's lap number 2. 24 is in the lead again, followed by 20, 16, 12, and 5. Don't know where the NASCAR got the speed from. He was struggling at the start. That's lap number 2. And we're going to lose car number 5 here. If he gets overtaken by 24, it is game over. Oh, that was close. That's lap number 3. Number 5 might upset us here. And we're going to lose number 5. Yes, car number 5 is gone. So it is 24, 20, 16. That's lap number 4 and 12. I think we've got 24 a clear leader here. He does take off quickly and then he slows down. That's lap number 5. 24 is still in the lead, followed closely by 20 and 16. 12 is struggling, guys. That's lap number 6. Oh, now look, now the Mercedes has come back. Oh, we're off. Sorry, guys, you guys are off. So it is now 16 versus 12. Lap number 7. I think 16's got it. We had a smash here. Both these cars came off. Unfortunately, that's what happens. Lap number 8, 16, the KTM. Maybe you got a chance, 12. What happened? That's lap number 8. 2 more to go. Come on, 12. Come on. Speed up. Catch number 16. Stay on the inside lane. Lap number 9. 12 is catching. 12 is definitely catching. Oh, he might not catch now. We start on the outside. That's lap number 10. Ding, 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 ding. Final lap. Final lap. Should we actually, let's add 3 to the clock. Let's see what happens here. No, that's the final lap. I don't want to cheat. There you go. Car 16. That would have been a fight for the end there. 12 probably would have won that one, which is me cheating. What do I say? That should have been 24 or 20's race, but 16 came from behind. Don't ask me how that worked out. But what a race. So close. Can't believe 24 is out. Yeah, they smashed out 20 and 24. So there you go. The Austrian powerhouse has won that one. That was a mega race. I'm serious. That's probably one of the best races that I've had on a live stream. So well done for those that did join and play. And then the Calsonic was catching up. So you do see what happens with these cars. That NASCAR was well in front. And then they'll have a power dropout because, of course, we're running 6 cars. You know, they're old cars. They don't always run full speed. So 24, I think, would have lost that one. And 20, if had that clear changeover here, would have taken off. Also got to consider when these cars change, they are random. So any car that takes the inside lane for a couple of laps will probably get a very big head start, and then they'll eventually change back over. So they're very random what these guys can do. So thank you everyone who has joined this stream. We've got 47 likes. Thanks. Honorable mention for 24. Honorable mention for 24. He lost. Honorable mention. 16K team. Yeah, that was a good race. Good race. So close. GG from France. Yes, guys. Good game. Thank you, legends. It's been a blast. For those that have been following the lives, thank you so much. The weekend we cracked our biggest live I've ever had on That Slot Car Guy. We hit 46,000 views. So thank you. I do appreciate it. This morning stream hit 26,000 views, and the last week we've just been getting views everywhere. I do want to say something. These are all genuine people. I can't fake the views on a live stream, so I know these numbers are quite big. I don't know what YouTube is doing. So whatever you guys are doing, thank you. Sharing the videos, I do appreciate it. But that's a wrap. Congrats, goodbye, ciao. Thanks, guys.